All right, today we're diving into the sales presentation for a men's health supplement called Protoflow. We're going to break down their entire argument, from that very first hook they use, all the way down to the stuff buried in the fine print.
So how do they kick things off? With a huge, emotional hook. This quote, it's not just some random claim. It's a massive promise, right? A complete, life-altering transformation. They want you to sit up and pay attention from the very first second.
And that's exactly what this is all about. Our goal here is to really pull back the curtain on this whole sales pitch. We're going to look at the claims they're making, the ingredients they say are in it, what it'll cost you, and of course, the fine print. Basically, we want to see how the whole thing is put together.
Okay, first things first. Let's start with the absolute basics. How does the company actually describe its own product? What's the core promise? It seems like a simple question, right? But believe me, the way they answer this is very intentional. It sets the stage for everything else they're about to tell you. So, let's see how they define it. So, they call it a vital prostate wellness formula. You gotta notice the language here. It's very broad, very reassuring. Words like complete support for the normal functions of, well, everything down there. The bladder, the prostate, the reproductive system. It's all about making you feel safe and covered. All right, so once they've set that foundation, where do they go next? Straight to social proof. This is where they bring in the customer testimonials to try and turn that general promise into something you can really picture, something you'd actually want.
And wow, they do not hold back on the imagery, do they? Ben T's line about a drip irrigation system versus a garden hose, that's classic marketing. Why? Because that kind of specific, vivid detail feels so much more real and relatable than just saying, it works better. It sticks in your head.
Then you've got Jonathan S. And notice the shift here. He's not talking about the physical stuff anymore. He's talking about a powerful emotional benefit. The idea of getting your freedom back. That's huge. That's about your entire quality of life, not just one symptom.
And then there's this one. This quote is like the grand finale of their testimonial strategy. It's just so efficient, isn't it? It's direct, it's super memorable, and bam! It hits three of the biggest concerns all at once: sleep, peeing, and sex, all in one short, punchy sentence.
Okay, so they've shown you these pretty dramatic results. The next logical question is how? How does it supposedly do all this? Now the presentation shifts to the ingredients and the claims they make about production.
So here's the formula, built around what they call 8 powerful and natural ingredients. You'll probably recognize some of these, right? Like Chinese ginseng and Saw Palmetto. Others might be less familiar. What's interesting is that in their main presentation, they don't really go into a ton of detail about what each one specifically does.
Now, this is actually pretty interesting. Look at how they separate the claims. On one side, you have claims about the product itself, non-GMO, vegan, you know the drill. But on the other side, you have claims about the facility where it's made. That's a really subtle but pretty important distinction to make.
So at this point in the pitch, they've laid out the problem, presented their solution, and shown you the formula. Now it's time to talk money. We're moving into the actual offer, the price, and maybe even more importantly, why they really want you to buy more than one bottle.
And here's the breakdown. It's a pretty standard tiered pricing model designed to get you to buy in bulk. Look at that price per bottle. It drops from almost $80 all the way down to $49 when you go for the biggest package. And of course, they throw in free shipping to sweeten the deal on the larger orders. It's all about making that ultimate discount pack look like the best value.
But wait, there's more. To really push you toward those bigger packages, they add 4 free digital bonuses. This is a super common tactic, right? It's all about stacking the value, making those more expensive options feel like a no-brainer.
So what do you get? First up, there's bonus number 1. Supercharge your body.
Then you've got bonus 2, biohacking secrets. Next up is 10 ways to turbocharge your testosterone. And the last one is a 1-day detox guide.
All right, we're at the final and maybe the most crucial part of the sales pitch. This is where they try to remove any hesitation you might have. It's all about the guarantee. But we're not just going to look at the big, bold promise. We're also going to look at the fine print that comes right along with it.
The big headline promise is a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. And this is their main weapon for building trust, right? It's designed to make you think, hey, what have I got to lose? It's all about overcoming that final hurdle of hesitation.
And they really sell it with confidence. You see the language they use, life-changing results. They sound so sure of their product,
But, as you're about to see, that's only half the story.
And here it is, the all-important fine print. This part explicitly says that all those powerful testimonials we saw earlier, they are in no way a guarantee of results. It says your results will vary and that no single result should be considered typical. This is a classic move. You have the big, confident marketing promise right next to the legal disclaimer that dials it all back.
So, what if you actually want to get your money back? Well, there are 2 steps. First, you have to contact their support team within that 60-day window. And second, you have to physically ship the bottles back to them. Now, that's a pretty standard procedure, but that step of having to pack something up and mail it, that adds a bit of friction, which can be just enough to stop some people from actually going through with it.
And that pretty much wraps up our breakdown. We've walked through the whole thing, right? From the emotional hook at the beginning, to the core promise, those super vivid testimonials, the ingredients, the pricing strategy, and finally the guarantee with its own disclaimer. So it all leaves us with one big question to think about. How does putting all these pieces together in this exact order actually shape the message you walk away with?